Congratulations to Dembélé for winning the Ballon d'Or. Every single person and their mama has already made a video about this. So I'm going to be bringing a different perspective. But before we go into that perspective, we need to basically give credit where credit is due. Dembélé, absolutely worth every dime in that situation. He deserved every single thing and he got it because 33 goals, 18 assists, 4 or 5 trophies won in that season. You deserve every single thing at this point. You deserve the Champions League. You deserve the Ballon d'Or. You actually even deserve the Club World Cup. It was just a mistake in the final that basically made you guys lose that game. But let me say this though. I have to, if you guys know the story of Dembélé, from Rennes to Borussia Dortmund to Barcelona and now to PSG, it is mind-blowing. He was a talented boy playing with his best friend. By the way, the guy that was there in the video crying was his best friend. Somebody that has been seen with Dembélé when Dembélé was a toddler. When he was 6 years old in primary school. They absolutely did everything together. The guy has uprooted his life to join Dembélé at Rennes. Uprooted his life to join Dembélé in Borussia Dortmund. Uprooted his life to join Dembélé in Barcelona in Spain. And then uprooted his life to go back to France. It was just magical. It is something that I have to say, I have to give credit to, that he's a best friend. His best friend turned brother. Because they don't do anything apart from be with each other at this point. It's amazing. And I'm glad that both of them see Dembele's wins as each other's wins. That is something that you do not find in everybody. So we have to give credit to them. Dembélé, of course, was also a situation where when he was at Barcelona and he was leaving Barcelona, every single person called him a flop because of his injury records and upon injury records. Barcelona fans called him a flop. Dembélé never scored more than 15 goals per season. And last year he scored 33. That should tell you that when you get into the right positions with the right manager, with the right football director, it could make a huge difference. Dembélé is the best player in the world. And I'm not going to even speak about Lamine Yamal, because we all know personally, particularly, I believe Rafinha should have been second place. He did every single thing a little bit better than Yamal. But the truth is, Yamal is going to get this Ballon d'Or sooner than later. He is that talented. So let's not even cast any aspersions towards him. But the part that I'm talking about, the angle that I'm talking about, is Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah, why is he not discussed as a Ballon d'Or favorite? It is mind-blowing. I do not understand why he's not discussed as a Ballon d'Or favorite. Mohamed Salah has been one of the most consistent players over the past decade. Goals, assists, match-winning moments, year after year he delivers for Liverpool and Egypt. And yet, when the conversation turns to Ballon d'Or, his name is rarely mentioned or even sits on top of anyone's list. Why? That is the case. Because when it comes to numbers and versus recognition, that's where the problem starts. Statistically, Salah is staggering. Multiple Premier League golden boots, record-breaking scoring runs, and unlike many forwards, he also creates dropping deep, linking play, assisting teammates. If the award were purely about numbers, Salah would have been on top of the podium often. But here's the catch. The Ballon d'Or isn't just about numbers. It's about the narrative. That's the key part. The season, the story of the season. And Salah's story, while consistent, often lacks the dramatic peaks that captures the headlines. That is the most annoying things. It's like the narrative, if the narrative is not on your side, you do not win it. It's just like in the NBA. If the narrative is not on your side, you don't win the most valuable player. You don't win the finals. That narrative has to also come with numbers that backs it. You understand? During Salah's prime years, He's been against some of football's most decorated icons. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo dominated this award over a decade. Luka Modric broke through after a World Cup final run. Karim Benzema lifted it on the back of the Champions League heroics. More recently, Lionel Messi rode again the momentum after international triumph with Argentina. Now you can argue whether he deserved that or not, but that is not a particular part of this video. Salah's brilliance is often overlapped with someone else's perfect storm season. Champions League glory, international trophies, or historical records. Ballon d'Or voters weigh team success heavily. Liverpool under Salah have won major honours, the Premier League, the Champions League, domestic cups, but timing is what matters. When Salah has had his best statistical seasons, Liverpool hasn't always lifted the biggest trophies. When Liverpool won the league and all the Champions League, his form was excellent, but not as spectacular individually as other candidates that year. And on the international level, Egypt has not given Salah the platform that Argentina gives Messi, or Portugal gave Ronaldo. Without a deep World Cup run or a major continental title, Salah's case always feels incomplete to voters. The Ballon d'Or is also influenced by perception. Salah plays in England, but he isn't always the media darling compared to Messi, Ronaldo, or even players like Mbappe and Haaland. There's also a subtle narrative bias. Salah's brilliance is expected, not celebrated. When he scores 30 goals, it feels like routine. But when a new superstar explodes onto the scene, it becomes the story of the season. None of this diminishes Salah's place in history. I just want to point that. It does not diminish his place in history. He's arguably the greatest African player of all time, and one of the best forwards in the Premier League has ever seen. His absence from the Ballon d'Or podium conversation says less about his quality and more about how football's biggest individual award is shaped by timing, narrative, and perception. So why isn't Mohamed Salah discussed as Ballon d'Or favorite? The answer is simple. Consistency doesn't always win headlines. Trophy, timing, and narrative do. And until these stars align perfectly for Mohamed Salah, he will remain football's eternal great, who someone feels underrated, or who somehow feels underrated. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment. Make sure you guys hit that button, hit that follow button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.